welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Rainbow.
And we are back here for part 2, day 2 of our quick visit to Liverpool, home of the Fab Four and much more. Yesterday we mostly talked about the Fab Four, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Amazing Beatles.
And I think it's probably safe to say we are both Beatles fans. What's your favorite
are.
Beatles album?
Oh, I like one called The White Album.
The White Album, also called The Beatles. Yeah, very, very good album.
Because it's putting together all the best ones.
So many great songs. Yeah, it's a double album, so there's a lot of songs on there. That would be one of my favorites too. I might either pick, it's tough, Rubber Soul and Revolver came out, within a year of each other. Both very great albums. If you love the song Yellow Submarine, you'll find it on one of those. But every album of the Beatles is great. And the cool thing is they kind of change style from album to album. But let's not talk about just the Beatles. There is more to Liverpool. We're going to find out about some of those interesting things to check out today. What else do you know about Liverpool, apart from the Beatles?
Liverpool has soccer, right?
Ooh.
It's famous for its sports team.
That's right. We would call it football, I guess.
Football.
We should probably call it football because we're in England, where soccer is known as football. But yes, Liverpool Football Club is very famous, has been quite successful over its long history. There's other great music from Liverpool that we can mention. And also, one of the really cool things about Liverpool that made it so special in British history is it's a big port. Right? It's a place where boats from all around the world, when the British Empire stretched all around the world, from Australia to Canada, from India to Singapore, many of those ships would arrive in Liverpool. It was kind of like Kaohsiung
Sounds like Hong Kong.
Shanghai or Hong Kong. Yeah. So it was very international, a very international city, because of course the boats would bring people from all over the world. They would bring their food and their culture, and so that made Liverpool not only important and interesting, but also quite a rich city back in the day. So let's find out more about Liverpool, go beyond just the Beatles in part 2. Liverpool has more to offer than just music. Soccer fans will know it as the home of Liverpool FC, which is one of the biggest and most successful clubs in the world. Its stadium, Anfield, has been hosting matches since 1884. Today it draws crowds of over 60,000 to every game. Liverpool also has Europe's oldest Chinese community. In Chinatown, visitors can try British Chinese classics like salt and pepper chips. However, the city's most famous food is scouse, a dish that is made of meat and vegetables. In fact, the connection between Liverpool and Scouse is so strong that people from the city are known as Scousers.
Liverpool, home of the Fab Four and much more. Part 2. Let's find out what the much more will be. It has more than just music. We talked about football. Yep,
that's exactly right. And we basically start that way. Liverpool has more to offer than just music. It has a huge music history. That is true, and that is wonderful, but it has more to it than that. Soccer fans will know it as the home of Liverpool FC. Of course, the FC stands for Football Club, which is one of the biggest and most successful clubs in the world. When I was a kid living in England in the 1980s, I hated Liverpool because they were so good. They kept winning year after year after year, and it was kind of boring. But then around that time, they stopped winning for many, many years. So I was there when Liverpool was really, really popular and really, really successful. And they're still one of the top 3 or 4 teams every year. It says its stadium, Anfield, that's the name of the stadium, not like Da Liverpool Dan or something like that. It's called Anfield, where they play. It has been hosting matches since 1884.
Wow.
That is a long history. That is a longer history than Taiwan's history as a kind of country, right? So this is going way back. Today, that means in these modern days, it draws crowds of over 60,000, that's people, 60,000 people to every game. And of course, millions more watch on TV.
Liverpool also has Europe's oldest Chinese community. In Chinatown, visitors can try British Chinese classics like salt and pepper chips.
Interesting.
I wonder if these people are from Hong Kong. Sounds like Canton or something.
Well, Cantonese Chinese often spread. Fujian and Canton often were the places that Chinese people came from. And there you go. They were some of the first people to make salt and pepper chips. That was an idea that came from the Chinese immigrants.
Yeah, and chips are very crispy. What happens is you take potato pieces and then you fry them and then they become very crispy, and those crispy things are called chips. I think in England sometimes these fries are also called chips, right?
Chips in England are big French fries.
Okay, they are not flat and dry. No. They're actually like, they call fish and chips, and then those are just look like regular wedges.
Right, those would be kind of like French fries. They're usually a little bit thicker, right?
Fatter,
a little bit more potato-y. But this is confusing. So if you go into England, you would have a hamburger and some chips on the side, what we would think of as French fries. But if you go to the store and buy a bag of those dry, thin, crunchy, round things that we would call potato chips, in England, those are called crisps.
Oh,
so you get a bag of barbecue crisps, but then you get chips on the side with your hot dog or hamburger or fish or whatever, French fries like we would think of.
So these are actually pieces of potato and they're fried. That's what was happening over there. Chips are very popular in the UK and Ireland. Like we said, you can get fish and chips, which is pieces of potato that's fried on the outside.
That's right. Long, thin sticks of potato that are fried. Because, of course, crisps are just thin slices of potato. But basically, yes, if you buy a bag of them, what we would call chips, in England, they are called crisps. And what we would call French fries, they would call chips. I know it's confusing, but it's not that hard. However, they're both delicious. However, the city's most famous food is scouse, a dish that is made of meat and vegetables. It's kind of a stew, a very simple dish to make that even poor people could afford to make. In fact, the connection between Liverpool and Scouse is so strong that people from the city are known as Scousers. And also the Liverpool accent and the special words they might use, that is also known as Scouse. So I can't understand his Scouse accent. It's too strong. This actually comes from an old Navy dish called lobscouse, which was learned from sailors in Germany and Denmark and Norway. It was simple to prepare on a boat using basically anything you had, old vegetables, old meat, boil it up, throw in some salt, and eventually you'll be able to eat it. So lobscouse became scouse, and because, as we said, many sailors came from Liverpool, the people who ate scouse were Scousers. Liverpool, or Liverpudlians, as they're also called, are now known as Scousers. So there you go, a long history going back through what people did to what people ate. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续介绍利物浦这个城市。利物浦不只是有音乐而已，它还是利物浦足球俱乐部的所在地。那这个俱乐部是世界上最大、最成功的俱乐部之一。它的体育场从1884年以来就一直举办比赛诶。那么另外，利物浦还有欧洲最古老的华人社区。来到这边的中国城，你可以吃到椒盐薯条等等英式中华经典料理。不过呢，利物浦最著名的食物是 Scouse 利物浦炖菜。它是一种用肉和蔬菜做成的料理，那么利物浦跟这道料理之间的关联非常密切，以至于呢，利物浦人又被称为 Scousers。Mike 老师刚刚也有提到 Liverpudlian 这个名词，就可以指利物浦人。好，那么老师还有提到 stew 就是指炖菜、炖煮的食物。那课文单字 chip。它在英式用法是指薯条，在美式用法是指洋芋片。我们就来整理一下，在美国呢，洋芋片是叫做 chips， 薯条是 French fries 或者是 fries。那在英国，洋芋片是 crisps， 然后薯条是 chips， 所以不要搞混咯。 好，另外 potato wedges 则是指蟹形薯条，这边可以补充一下。那我们在这个描述薯条啊、洋芋片的口感的时候，你可以用到 crispy。crispy 是拼作 crispy， 它是形容酥脆的。那你也可以用 crunchy，crunchy， 这是形容鲜脆的、松脆的。好，那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 be made of 加上名词，是表达由什么什么制成，这是用在本质没有改变，仍然看得出原料的时候。例如 The dresser is made of wood， 那个衣柜是木质的。好，那比较一个用法是从成品看不出原料或者是本质已经改变的时候，我们则是要用 be made from 加上名词。例如 The wine is made from organic grapes， 这种酒是用有机葡萄制成的。好，第二个介绍的是 so 加上形容词或副词，再加 that 子句来表达如此怎么样，以至于怎么样，非常怎么样，结果怎么样。那这样的句型是用来强调 so 后面的形容词或副词的程度，然后导致了 that 子句的结果。我们先来看 so 接形容词的例句。The video was so funny that we watched it again and again。那个影片非常好笑，以至于我们一再的重看。好，那再来看到 so 接副词的例句。Tim laughed so hard that he fell off the chair. Tim 笑得很用力，结果从椅子上跌下来了。好，这句话课文中。
Scouse was first brought to Liverpool by foreign sailors, as the city has been a major port for centuries. During the British Empire, trade from all around the world arrived at Liverpool's docks. Today, the Royal Albert Dock, a beautiful collection of Victorian buildings, is a reminder of the city's historical importance. So, although Liverpool is a city of less than 500,000 people, its influence has always been truly global.
Okay, back to the article. Scouse was first brought to Liverpool by foreign sailors, as the city has been a major port for centuries. During the British Empire, trade from all around the world arrived at Liverpool's docks. So it was very international.
Very international. The major port in the UK until just soon after World War II, really, until not too long ago.
Major means main one that's used by everyone. Major is important. Minor is those that are not as important, the smaller ones. A major port would be a big one. A major goal would be a huge one. Climbing a mountain is a major goal of mine. Maybe climbing one of those really high ones, you know, like Jade Mountain, that would be a huge one. So major goal is like a big goal. And here, there was a major port for trade.
That's right. Trade is, of course, when you're basically doing business. I have something you want, you have money, I will sell it to you. Or maybe you have something I want, and I'll give you my thing and you give me your thing.
Yeah.
But it really is just a way of saying business, especially businesses between countries. So Taiwan does a big trade in pineapples or bananas or microchips or things like that. We could talk about the computer trade. I'm in the computer trade. I'm in the computer business.
Yeah.
Or, of course, when boats are being loaded with stuff, when trucks and trains are being loaded with stuff to take from this country or this city or even this factory to go and sell in another place, that is another form of trade. There is a lot of trade between Taiwan and the US. Could we say there is a lot of business between Taiwan and the US? Yeah, it would kind of mean the same thing. But especially when it is business done between countries, we often prefer this word trade. And it can also be used as a verb, to trade.
Trade. And where do we trade, or what happens? What's another boat term? It's going to be the word dock. The dock is the place where the boats leave and where the boats come in, right over there. So we could see that maybe people are coming off the boats, maybe some cargo or some other things are coming off the boats. But that is just the location that's right by the land, that's ready to go. That's called the dock, and you can park the boat there as well. The boat left the dock and traveled out to sea.
All right, so it's a place to get on or get off the boat or to load the boat or unload. Could be a big dock, like they probably have many docks down there in Kaohsiung, or it could just be a very small little thing like on Sun Moon Lake. You walk out on this little long piece of wood and you use that to climb onto the boat. That's a dock as well. Today, the Royal Albert Dock, a beautiful collection of Victorian buildings, is a reminder of the city's historical importance. So a dock can be one individual thing built into the water where you can tie up the boat and load, or a whole area, kind of like a big whole business or trade zone where hundreds of boats can load up day after day, year after year, and then they might have a big name like the London Docks or the Long Beach Docks in Southern California. This is a place basically for boats to do their business. And if we have a collection of things, that means basically we have a lot of things that are very similar or the same in the same place. You've kind of gathered these things together and you've put them here because it's easier, it's convenient, it's helpful to you to organize things in that way. It could be a personal collection. You might have a collection of manga comics from Japan, right? They're all organized by time and color and size and author, or it could be just a place where we find many things. I could say, for example, in Shinju, there is a big collection of computer companies, right? They're not put there by one person, they're put there by the companies, but they're all in basically the same area to make business more convenient. Here's one more personal. My dad has a great collection of old comic books. So maybe some of them are valuable, maybe he reads them, or maybe he just likes getting them and having them all together in one place in his collection.
Now this dock and this location is very important historically. It is a historical dock, which means that a lot of things that were important in history happened there. Historical, AL, that's related to history. It used to describe anything that we would see recorded in those books that tell us about the important people and places of our past. The teacher loved telling his students historical facts, facts that were interesting to the history of our country, to the past of our location. Okay, back to the article. So, although Liverpool is a city of less than 500,000 people, its influence has always been truly global.
There you go.
Interesting.
Absolutely. So we have this question for you guys before we say goodbye. If you, Rainbow, we'll take you as an example. If you had an afternoon in Liverpool, what would you do?
If I had an afternoon in Liverpool, I would go to the Beatles Museum and then go to Strawberry Fields because I wanted to see what was the place that inspired the song. How about you?
That is a great idea. I'd spend my time in the Cavern Club listening to bands, maybe play Beatles music or other songs, and then, I don't know, maybe go to a pub for some salt and pepper chips.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, wrap up my day there. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Maybe we'll see you down there in Liverpool sometime. That would be wonderful. But all the best and bye-bye.
Bye.
好，课文写到说 ，Scouts 最初是由外国水手带到利物浦的。那因为这座城市几个世纪以来一直都是个主要港口，在大英帝国时期，来自世界各地的贸易会抵达利物浦的码头。那么课文就有提到皇家阿尔伯特码头，它是美丽的维多利亚时代建筑群。那这个码头也提醒着人们这座城市的历史重要性。好，我们来看一下单字 major。major 可以形容是主要的、重大的。那么 trade 当名词是指贸易、交易，那它是不可数。再看到 dock。Dock 表示码头。Mike 老师在讲到这个装货卸货的时候，他提到 unload，unload 就是卸货的意思。下一个单词 collection 可以指整批的收藏品。那在课文里面，它是指一堆、一群，我们常会用 a collection of 加上名词去表示。再来 historical 则是形容历史上的、描述历史的。那这边有一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来介绍一下 as 的用法。其实 as 有很多用法，我们这边要介绍的是在课文里面的其中2种用法。第一个，我们可以用 as 当介系词来表达以什么身份作为什么什么，像是可以用 be known as 加名词来表达被称为什么，以什么为人所知。例如 Ed Sheeran is known as a singer-songwriter. 红发艾德以创作歌手的身份而为人所知。那第二个可以用 as 当连接词用，这时候是指说因为啊、由于，像是 Greg may need some help as he's new to the job. Greg 可能需要协助，因为他才刚开始做这份工作。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Liverpool has more to offer than just music. Soccer fans will know it as the home of Liverpool FC, which is one of the biggest and most successful clubs in the world. Its stadium, Anfield, has been hosting matches since 1884. Today it draws crowds of over 60,000 to every game. Liverpool also has Europe's oldest Chinese community. In Chinatown, visitors can try British Chinese classics like salt and pepper chips. However, the city's most famous food is scouse, a dish that is made of meat and vegetables. In fact, the connection between Liverpool and Scouse is so strong that people from the city are known as Scousers. Scouse was first brought to Liverpool by foreign sailors, as the city has been a major port for centuries. During the British Empire, trade from all around the world arrived at Liverpool's docks. Today, the Royal Albert Dock, a beautiful collection of Victorian buildings, is a reminder of the city's historical importance. So, although Liverpool is a city of less than 500,000 people, its influence has always been truly global.
Hey, it's KiWi on the street.
Whitty, you're looking at the wrong camera.
Oh, sorry, I'm vlogging right now.
Vlogging? Like video logging?
Yes, exactly. I want to remember these memories forever.
Oh, okay. Well, today we are going to work on some portmanteaus, which are two words created into one. Let's go.
Let's go, bye-bye.
Let's work on some portmanteaus. Shopaholic.
Shop and alcoholic.
Shop and holic.
Shop and like holic.
Shopping and alcoholic.
Oh, very good. We have shopping and holic. Holic is anyone that's addicted to something. Very good. Our last one, ginormous.
Giant and I don't know.
Giants and then gigantic and enormous.
Giant and enormous.
Very good. Okay, so what did we learn today? Today we learned some portmanteaus, which are two words combined to make one new word. So let's take a look at each of them. Our first one is shopaholic. Shopaholic, which is shop plus alcoholic or holic, which is somebody that is very addicted to something, okay? So an example sentence would be, Kiki is a shopaholic when it comes to buying cute little trinkets. Our last word is ginormous, which is gigantic plus enormous. And this is describing something very big. Okay, so you can say that dinosaur is ginormous. And these are the portmanteaus we learned today. KiWi later.